Welcome to today's analysis of a new waveguide prototype, and I'm going to do this in reverse order this time. I'm going to do measurements first and listening second. So this is the one that I really like the sound of. It's printed in TPU. It had a second pass where I made the choke point a bit narrower. It's a little bit higher than this one, only by like a mil or 2 mil, 2 or 3 mil. And this one has the smallest possible choke point that I could imagine, where it's just in line with the rubber surround of the driver cone. And so this one also has a more perfectly spherical exit from vertical to horizontal. You can't really see that here on the camera. And a quick transition from a flat plateau round to back to the normal baffle, and this one had a longer transition back to the normal baffle. So there's a lot of things at play here, and when we look at the measurements I just made, I'm gonna let you focus in on a minute. And now we have 2K here, so this is like 2.5, this is like 3K, and this is like 4K. And these horizontals are 1 dB guides. And so we'll go through it here. The green pair, they're sort of both greens, is the baffle, no treatment, no waveguides. So as you can see here, the bass is less boosted by either of the waveguides until it reaches about 3.5K. It then wildly pops up again. So a lot of the treble is maintained or re-reflected off the front baffle here. And the pink and orange are the version 2 TPU guides. And as you can see, they start to give some bass, 1 dB and half a dB. When I say bass, I'm talking 1K. Maybe down here we're not going to really worry about the 500 Hertz. And then they really take off. So I think this is due to the height of the piece, and they really take off in this 2K, 2.1, and then they maintain a 1 dB above neutral, no waveguide, and then they take the shallow nosedive here at 4K, and then a little bump, a little kick out here. And I'm going to just speculate. This little kick out is called a baffle step, but I could be 100% wrong. This is where you've delayed the interaction of the phases of the baffle and the cone to this point, which is about 4K exactly. And now if we go to blue is version 3, printed in a harder plastic, but it's shorter and rounder and more choked. And so I'm finding with the blue, we're adding bass a lot earlier, and I said I wasn't going to go down to 500, but we're going to 600 or 700. It's adding half a dB of bass above the other two models. So something about it, maybe it's the harder, longer plateau here, maybe it's the increased choke to get the more bass, I'm not really sure. So we're still tracking blue, it's above bass-wise on version 2, and then it starts to go straight across to meet our natural no waveguide model here. And there's just a couple of little freaky moments here, and I'm not sure what these double dips are, but you know, it's always good to know. Maybe the double dips is the fact that there's a bridge point between each cone, I don't know, whereas this one had a sharp bridge or no bridge. It didn't make much difference in those two. And without was maybe just a dip here. A lot of things can't really pinpoint exactly. So we're still following green, and green comes down, blue, and blue comes down underneath the waveguide. So its baffle step is way back here at 3K exactly. So from 4K with the pink and orange, and to 3K with the blue. So this one had a 4K baffle step, and this one had a 3K baffle step. and the no waveguide had about a 3.5. You can see that kick out there. So here, this one kicks out, and this one kicks out here. So just by looking at it and the feel, like I said, I was going to do this the other way around, so I haven't listened to it. And I'm just looking at the squiggle factor. And if you're thinking about interaction of phase and the purity of the sound and things like that, I would say that the orange and pink in the critical listening area have a more smoother trip. So remember, everything gets tuned relatively flat in the system, whereas the blue one, you could say, yeah, maybe just here it's pretty flat, and then the little kick out here is here, in because we're still using this driver before we go to the tweeter, sort of really starting to play the tweeter from 4K, definitely. So you could say that that's going to be a little less pronounced, but then you might say that the fact that it's more flat, it's going to sound better in the system. It's definitely got more bass. When I say bass, the lower high mid, it's definitely got a lot more bass support than the no waveguide and the waveguide version 2. So that's it. I can't really tell you how it sounds because I haven't heard it, but that's the measurements, and catch you in the next video.